I think I'm on the record saying that I think the idea of imposing some kind of structure on a campaign game, start here, have some kind of climax, end here, blah, blah, blah. I think it's pretty futile, and I wouldn't bother with it. But it occurred to me that if you were into such things, then really running one shots, whether at a gaming store or at a con, is a really useful pursuit for not only figuring out the timing of things, but also how much you need and really how to structure that in the kind of 3 to 4 hour windows that I'm guessing is probably most people's session time. So when you're running a one shot, you kind of figure out sort of, it's what you need, what you don't need. You might have extra depending on what you're doing. If you're running someone else's material or if you're running your own material like I am, you get the sense of how much you need, right? It'll come and go, and of course, players will react to things differently, so you can never time it on the button for every session, but you'll get an idea. It also kind of crystallizes what you don't need. Now, in a campaign, of course, people will point to, oh, you got to have lots of factions and lots of this and lots of that, and that's true for overall for the campaign. But for a single session, you probably don't need all that. You maybe only need one faction, one location, one kind of thing that they're doing that's in play for that particular session. Of course, to get there, you need to obviously build in mechanisms so that you could figure out what your party is likely to be doing and who they're likely to be encountering. Otherwise, how do you plan out which of the factions is in play, which of the locations is going? So you have to figure out how to communicate with your players to get that sense of, here's what we're doing next session. And this is an issue for a lot of people also, though it seems to me it should be one of the things in the modern age with all the kind of digital communications and chat message groups and discords and whatnot. It should be pretty easy to get that finger on the pulse. I know it is a risk, but if you kind of take those two things, try running a bunch of one shots, and you'll get a sense of what the time allows. And then it's almost that Wes Marches thing. I think it's one of the things that Wes Marches that gets overlooked. This Wes Marches style of, yes, it's players taking some of the load off the GM in terms of timing. Yes, it's everybody starting from a central location. But another one of those pillars was that the players before the session figure out what they're doing. And that would be that other element. If you can get your players to figure out what they're doing so that you can plan out that segment, and then you're able to get to adjust and get close to that 3 hour window, if you really want to structure your campaign sessions, that might be a way to go about it. Talk to you later.